You might often hear this saying that every new level you're stretching into, there's a new devil that crops up, right? And what that saying means is that when it's time for you to grow into a new level of success, you're going to have to learn new behaviors and strategies. And it's very common to hit patches or phases of doubt and fear, and left unchecked, these can really derail your confidence. And I've been noticing a lot of people in our community are really stretching, and these times have caused us to have to become a new version of ourselves, be more courageous, be more creative, get outside of our boxes. And confidence is often taking a hit. Hey, it's Melanie Benson, Authority Brand Amplifier, and I want to talk about confidence today because what I'm finding is that confidence, when it's missing, is having a huge impact on growing your business and the speed at which you can grow. And there are ways to accelerate the confidence, to activate that confidence, even if it's not there. And maybe this will help you like tap into a deeper resilience and a deeper level of clarity and like get that momentum going again. Now, obviously, if you're brand new in business, you're going to have some confidence issues because you've never done this before. But what I want to talk about today is when you have a business, you've had some success, you've had some momentum, and maybe some things stopped working, or you're having to reinvent yourself, you're going in a new direction, and you've had some failed attempts. And that confidence that you had at one time has been shattered. And you may be doubting if this next version of you, this next level of success is right. Maybe you're feeling conflicted about it, or you're talking yourself out of going for these new levels of success. And this is where my superpower comes in. Is I've realized how over the years, how many people they stop themselves. They hit kind of like the early six figures or maybe the high five figures, and they're stopping themselves because they don't know how to climb into the version of themselves or stretch into the version of themselves that's going to feel good at that next stage. And what I notice is happening is you start to lose that confidence in your ability to grow. And so these are some of the behaviors that may be kicking in is you might be throwing the brakes on, right? It's like you were chugging along and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, this isn't working anymore. And instead of pushing through those fear points or the doubt, like you throw the brakes on and you start to question everything. And when you're questioning everything, especially investing in your growth or taking certain new steps, that seed of doubt gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then what happens is you gather evidence of why this isn't right or why you can't do it all. And you, instead of seeing what will work, you start to see only the things that won't work. And that's really a big pain point. And another thing that I see happen a lot is because there's no confidence, which is usually because there's a lack of clarity, you might start chasing lots of tactics without a roadmap. So you don't have a roadmap. So think of it like uh, if you know you're going to drive from New Mexico to San Diego, you're going to have a roadmap or you're going to use your Google Maps, right? And you're going to travel a path that's outlined for you. And if you don't have that roadmap, you're going to get in the car and you're going to go all these different directions trying to find your way. You're kind of like, I know I got to go west, right? It's like, I know I got to go that direction, but I don't know what path to take. And there's going to be a lot of false starts. And what ends up emerging for you is more mistakes, more missteps, more reinforcement from evidence that it's not working and that you're failing over and over and over again. And sometimes it does turn out, like sometimes you're like, oh, cool. Like I had this great side journey that I wasn't expecting. But over and over and over again, what happens more often than not is without an aligned strategy, the lack of confidence grows and the doubts grow. And most painful, the impact I think everybody feels at this point is you start to experience a lack of cash flow. You start to see the sales dwindle, the revenue go down, the bank account start to empty a bit, and the panic ensues like, oh my God, this isn't working. So what if you knew that the confidence you need to go where you're going next truly just requires you to like get clear. You just need some clarity. And in order to get clarity, you need to conquer that lack of fear. And, there is something happening in your blind spot that you've got to, you got to move from that, like chasing lots of different ideas, trying to find the thing to clarity. So first of all, let me take you through 4 steps and I've had to go through this myself. 4 steps that I find help you activate that confidence, even when you're feeling anything but confident. And the first one is like, I want you to normalize it. I want you to recognize and know. And I know this is like a little consolation when you're in it, but like, just know this is something that a lot of people go through when they're stretching to a new level. So the good news is this is a sign that you are becoming a new version of yourself. You are ready for something more, even though that part of us, the ego part of us, is like trying to hold on to the old. You are being prepared for something greater. You are being you are evolving, and you are probably craving this thing on the other side. And that lack of confidence is the only thing in the way. And just normalize it. Know this is a normal path. And what you do next is what matters most. So recognize it and go, okay, this is a sign that I'm moving someplace new. Everybody goes through this. Now, here's what I'm going to do next is I got to get clarity. So clarity may happen in a nanosecond, or it might take a little bit of space. And so you have to figure out what you need for clarity. Confidence does not just happen. You have to actively take steps to regain confidence by getting clear. And clarity is a huge confidence booster. So if you do not have clarity, you will probably feel it in the confidence level. And clarity, if you've never done something before, might be hard to access on your own. So here's where you need a roadmap, that you might want to hire a coach. You might want to join a program that has specific steps. What you want to do is eliminate every misstep you can possibly eliminate the doubt, eliminate the lack of knowing, and find a way to tap into clarity, even if all you are clear on is the next step to take. Okay. So those steps are often in your blind spot. And I think this is where a lot of people would say hiring a coach becomes a very valuable asset. I know for some people that might feel scary because they're like, well, who do I hire and how do I know what to do here? You have to find someone that you really feel like sees you. I interview a lot of people. If you listen to Amplify Your Success podcast, you know this. I interview a lot of really big name people who've experienced great success. And I always ask them, like, what's one thing you would have done sooner? You wish you would have done sooner. And often what they say is, I wish I would have hired a coach sooner, because when I did, the blind spots dissolved and I had clarity on what to do, and I had someone who was championing me. And even though I was scared and nervous, like, I had confidence to move forward. As it's funny, I was just talking with a client who I've been working on and off for 5 years, and he finally committed to be in my higher level program where there was one-on-one coaching, my VIP level program. And what he said to me last time we checked in just a couple of weeks ago, he said, I actually feel like I have a capacity to achieve something I always wanted and never believed I could. That's what happens when you have clarity, because I helped him see the clear steps to take. Okay. So when you have clarity, then you get into action. So I know this is counterintuitive to what a lot of experts teach. A lot of people say, just get into action. And that may work for you. There are some personalities where you're like, I'm just going to throw myself into it and figure it out as I go. And if that's you, fantastic. But what I have found is that's not most personalities. That's not what works for most people. You need to get clarity. And even if you're only clear on the next step, which could be what happens, get into action. Action is where energy expands, and energy expanded gives you momentum. And even very small micro steps forward or towards the goal, towards this new outcome, gives you feedback to help you course correct along the way. And guess what? When you're in action, you feel better. You're going to start to get results. Even if they're small results, those small results collected gives you confidence. So one thing you can do right now, or any day you start feeling that lack of confidence, is do one thing that makes you feel good about yourself. Every day, do one thing. When I went through a period where my confidence was really low, I have like a list of the things that I do that I know I'm good at, and I would just pick one every day to do, even if on that day it was cooking a gourmet. I cook paleo mostly, a gourmet paleo meal for my husband and my family. Sometimes that was the only thing I did that made me feel better about myself, and I had to lean on that. Other days, I would get to coach somebody fantastic, and when I'm coaching somebody, I feel good. Okay. Sometimes it would be speaking or doing an interview. All of those are things that I know boost my confidence because I'm in my superpower and I'm doing the thing I was born to do, and I'm getting expansive energy, and it gives me momentum. So what are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do to boost this confidence and get things going in the right direction? Well, let me give you one last step. I promised you 4. And that is spend time with people who will champion you, even when you don't feel confident or clear. So your champions could be all around you. Oftentimes they're not our family. Sometimes you're lucky and they will be, but most of the time they're not. You need to spend time with people who champion you and see the best in you and are going to inspire you to keep taking steps forward. They're going to help you stay connected to the confidence. So that might be your coach. It might be a mastermind. It might be a community of people who see what's possible and cheer you on, even when you don't. This is one of the things I love about the Amplify Your Authority Inner Circle is, like, they don't really know each other all that well. They get to know each other over time, but they are championing each other. They are like, hey, go for it. Congratulations. Hey, did you think of this? Like, they are actively giving each other steps forward and support, even when on the days where I'm not their champion, right? This is what I love about my podcasting community is we inspire each other. We see the best in each other. We give each other love and support. So figure out something, someplace that makes you feel good, even if it's in a virtual environment, that you can tap into to spend time with people who are on a similar mission. They've got similar challenges, and you can feel that normalization, but they are going to champion the best of you to emerge. So let's come back to clarity for a moment. One of the things that I think people wait the longest to do, and it causes them to suffer unnecessarily, and when they do it, gets them a huge boost of clarity, which leads to the confidence, is get a roadmap in place. And if you are recognizing this in yourself right now, if you're wanting to take your business to the next level, you've been experiencing some good things, but stuff stopped working, something shifted, you tried some new things and it failed, don't stay stuck in that place. Book an Amplify audit with me. Okay. So an Amplify audit is where I guide people through what their path to amplifying their authority, getting more visibility, translating that visibility to profitability, and getting the clarity you need of the steps to take. Okay. So it is an application. If you go to amplifyaudit.com, you will get the process. You can apply for it. And we try to take as many as we can, but my time's super limited, so I cannot do everybody. But what I want you to know is an Amplify audit gives you clarity, and clarity gives you confidence, and that confidence is going to help you boost your momentum. And one piece of clarity can be all you need to turn everything around and get that 6-figure boost you're looking for this year. So amplifyaudit.com, if you'd like to take advantage of that, you can apply and we will review it and let you know within 24 hours, unless you hit it on the weekend. So find your clarity, commit to being confident. If you are not feeling confident, work the 4 steps. Look, don't just stay stuck there. That's the worst thing you can do for your business, for the people that are waiting for you. And last little tidbit, remember your why. Remember why you started this in the first place. If you're not able to live in that why right now, get some support to get back there, because that why is your fire and it's your fuel. Okay. So tell me your thoughts. Tell me what's getting you out of your confidence. Tell me what it is you need right now to feel confident again. Let's get you on track.